Hey guys, it's just going to be a quick update to time proves the existence of God. I'm going to modify my arguments. Now then, I'm going to start off at the very beginning. Now, I think my conclusion to time can't always exist is pretty sound, because if time always existed, then that means that there's an infinite amount of past time. Well, you can't have an infinite amount of past time, because you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will not get any closer to infinity. Infinity is unattainable. Okay, so we would never reach this moment in time right now. This moment in time right now would be unattainable. We would never get to it, but here we are. Okay, so we can conclude that time started a finite time ago. Okay, so what was the cause of this time? Something started it. Okay, well, we can conclude that the ultimate thing that started time had to be timeless, right? Because if you guys believe in prior universes or whatever, well, that the time, its time, would have also been started as well, and etc. So the ultimate thing that started the original time had to be timeless. Okay? So, this timeless thing, okay? Well, some people say, why couldn't there be a natural explanation? Why can't the natural laws do the job? Because there were no natural laws. Because they all operate under time. Even if there were natural laws, they would be in no effect. Why? Because time is the measure of change. Without time, there is no change. So, even if the natural laws were there, they couldn't change anything because they would need time to change, right? If they did change something, then that's time, right? Then time would be measured. That means there would be time, but since it didn't have time, the natural laws couldn't change anything. Okay, so if the natural laws couldn't change anything, then nothing would happen, right? Because something happens when something changes, right? If everything was stagnant, if time stopped, okay? Like in the movie Clock Stoppers or whatever, nothing would happen, okay? So, so the natural laws would be useless without time, right? Because, again, they couldn't change anything without time. And so, even if the natural laws were there, it would be useless and no effect. So here's the big question. What do you call something when something happens with the absence or without the use of the natural laws? That's exactly what supernatural is. If we invoke the supernatural, must we invoke God? Indeed, indeed. That's the bargain. Yeah. Hey, anyway, you brought up some arguments, Azure Flamo, and I was just kind of interested in addressing them. You know, like this is just a good discussion, and you were talking about like the omnipotence of God, that He could not be omnipotent because He couldn't create another omnipotent being or whatever. Well, I'm just gonna quote Peter Crift. This is from an interview, and he gets asked the question of what does it mean when we say that God is all-powerful? He answers saying that means He can do everything that is meaningful, everything that is possible, and everything that makes sense at all. He cannot make Himself cease to exist or make good evil. He goes on saying that precisely because He is all-powerful, He cannot do some things. For example, He can't make mistakes. Only dumb, stupid, and weak beings make mistakes. Creating another omnipotent being, or making Himself cease to exist, or that kind of stuff that you were addressing, is a mistake. So perhaps He couldn't do that, but that in no way demotes His omnipotence. Thanks so much for your response, and sorry we took so long. You know, we just decided to respond today, and you know. So thank you so much, Azure Flamo. Hope to hear from you. Thanks, man.